Good evening, guys. Tomatosaucin here, and I have an absolute banger of a video to go over with you guys today. There is an absolute battle going on in Classic WoW right now. Drama has reached a tipping point. Rogues and warriors are fist fighting in the stands. You've got warlocks and hunters taking dabs in the background. It's absolute insanity. It's absolute chaos. And this is all over who should debuff the boss with an exposed armor or a Sunder armor debuff. Absolute chaos, absolute insanity. I've done some math that I want to share with you guys today. We'll find out who should actually be sundering the boss, right? Should it be rogues? Should it be warriors? I've got that answer in this video today. But first, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and I know about 94% of you have not, you watch the content, you engage with it, you laugh, you live, and you love, but you're not subscribing to the videos. Subscribe to those videos, boys, because it only helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and then I can stop asking you guys to subscribe during the video. On top of that, boys, we've got some merch. Boom! Yep, cute little hat with a tomato on it. Absolute crazy, right? What are you going to do? Give all your money this month to Asmongold and Amaranth? I don't think so. Tomatosaucin's got merch now, too. Jump into the description. We got hoodies. We got hats. Pick something up for your mother, your brother, your sister, or your wife's lover. Bada bing, bada boom, grab the merch. If nothing else, just subscribe to the channel. All right, boys, let's get into it. So, we've got rogues and warriors arguing again. There's a history here, right? This isn't the first expansion that rogues and warriors have been fist fighting with each other, right? Feeding each other knuckle sandwiches while other classes looked on and laughed in their class discords. No, this goes many, many years back, right? This goes all the way back to Classic WoW with True Strike shoulders. So back in Classic WoW, in Ubers, warriors and rogues ran that dungeon over and over again and got in fights over who should be prioritized, the True Strike shoulders, right? It went beyond that as the expansion carried on. Fury Warriors wanted daggers and leather and, you know, really pretty much they just wanted to look like rogues, right? At the end of the day, they were dressing up in all the rogue gear. You know, they had a new reason for taking all the loot. And then by the end of Classic, they started taking everything to, you know, from healers too, in order to help out their diamond flask. So Warriors, they have a long history with rogues. They've been arguing since Classic WoW. When you got to TBC, you thought, okay, it's finally over. Warriors are going to want to wear plate. Excuse me, they're going to want to wear, you know, rock two-handers. And then I came along and I said, no rogues, that's not how it's going. You are not going to get glaives uncontested. Welcome to Kebab Warrior. And I crushed him for another expansion. I apologize. That one was my fault, boys. On top of that, though, in TBC, a similar argument that we're facing today was made, right? Rogues did not want to improved exposed armor, but they didn't do any damage, so they had to do it in TBC, right? Warriors would Sunder first GCD, and then rogues would maintain IEA throughout the rest of the fight. It was a happy symbiotic relationship. Rogues got glaives, warriors got everything, they parsed, and they didn't have to maintain boss debuffs for an entirety of a fight. So they were best friends at the end of the day, right? Well, here we are in Wrath of the Lich King, the third installment of Classic WoW. Rogues and warriors are finally, they got past Classic. They got past TBC. We're in Wrath. Kebab is dead right now. It's dead in the water, right? So rogues are stoked. They finally don't have as much competition for one-handers. For the most part, it looks like warriors can pretty much hang out and plate and not try to, you know, ruin the rogues' reindeer games and grab leather armor. Although there are a lot of leather armor proponents because it gives them like 50, 60 more DPS. You know, whatever. I'm not going to argue that. But where we are in Classic WoW right now, everybody thought everybody was okay, right? Rogues are pumping. Warriors are sundering. You know, they're like, hey, we're going to carry you in ICC. But for now, rogues, you guys are carrying us, so we're going to buff the boss. Well, out comes some math from Vienna and Fight Club, and it has just driven a wedge down the rogue and warrior community. And once again, the warlocks and the hunters are laughing from the sidelines, right? Hunters are still like, I can't believe they believe that, the DST sim best for us. Right? It didn't. I still got PTSD DST from the DST back in the day. Luckily, I got mine because, as I told you guys in other videos, if you really wanted a DST in TBC, all you had to do was lead your own raid and loot the first DST directly into your bags. If you followed my DST guide, you also had a DST in TBC. Well, where we are today, Fight Club has introduced some new math. Everybody's arguing about it. And really, let's bring up the calculator, okay? And let's find out, with math, right, who should be sundering in the raid, or who should be exposed armoring. I don't want to give away any answers, right? Could be either one. So the number that we're going to start out with, okay, boom, 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 55,378,008. You guys are looking at me like, Tomatosaucin, what are you talking about? How did you arrive at this number? I'm going to tell you, if you don't know where this number came from, you probably did not have a calculator in middle school. Boom, turn your head. All right, we're going to multiply this by a mean factor of 420. 42,069, right? We don't have decimal places where we're going. So we multiply this, right? We got a huge number. How does this tell us who is supposed to be sundering or expose armoring in the raid? Well, I'm going to tell you. We're then going to divide this number by 42 because it's the meaning of life. And we get down to a much smaller number. And then we'll further divide this number by 3 because, as the great philosopher Blindius Malonius told us in the past, it's the magic number, okay? And we arrive at this number. It's like 18,489,000. You guys are still asking me, how does this help us define who will be sundering or expose armoring in our raid? Tomatosaucin, we're here for the answers. I'm going to tell you, right? You're then going to multiply this number by 0. And what does this tell us? It tells us mathematically, I actually don't have a fucking clue, right, about what I'm talking about. I'm going to tell you how I handle who's sundering or exposing in my raid, right? So this is how all you raid leaders should handle this moving forward, right? Boom. We open up World of Warcraft. This is data-driven analytics, folks. And I'm going to tell you, the data that drives my analytics is simply, am I logged into my warrior right now? If the answer is yes, guess what? The rogues are absolutely exposing during my raid. And then the next little KPI that we're going to move on is, am I logged into my rogue? If, again, the answer is yes, Tomato, you are logged into your rogue, well, guess what? Looks like every warrior in the raid is absolutely sundering and chaining shatters on Lust. So you guys are buffing if I'm on this class, and if I'm on this class, then the rogues are buffing. Bada bing, bada boom. Pretty simple, all right? We don't even have to fight about it. At the end of the day, when you're parsing in World of Warcraft Classic WoW Wrath of the Lich King, right? You got to look out and do what's best for you. Don't worry about the 24 other people in your raid, right? Their parses aren't helping you out. Don't tricks or trade anybody. That's not helping your parse, okay? You only do things that are going to help you completely selfishly, right? And disregard the well-being of those 24 other players. Make sure you get all the loot. Make sure somebody else is doing, like maintenance buffs. You don't have time for that because you're absolutely out there chasing these incredible 99 pink parses on every single fight. All right? So that's how you make that decision, folks. Wrath of the Lich King Classic. If you're on a rogue, the warrior's absolutely Sunder. If you happen to be playing a warrior, right, then it's a rogue's job to improve exposed armor. And start laughing at you guys. On the real, though, right? Let's do this from like an analytical point of view. If you really only have one rogue in the raid and they're playing assassination and you have 2 or 3 warriors, right? You're not going to make that assassination rogue put up exposed armor. His rotation won't jive there. The warriors are going to do it. But if you have a solo warrior playing arms and you have 3 rogues in the raid, make one of them go combat. That guy is just an auto attack bot anyway. Let him put up exposed armor. Hell, he'll put the points into it too. They're just throwing points around in the combat tree. They don't even know what the hell they use half them for. So, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to who should Sunder. You know, rogues, warriors. It's very raid dependent. Don't be rude. Don't be selfish about it, right? Or be. And then you get the 99 parses. And just make sure, if you are also getting your 99 parses, that you are also taking all the loot for yourself as well. Because if you're going to go selfish just in one place, you might as well go selfish all the way through, right? I think that's how it should be done in Classic WoW. So, boys, I know a lot of you came into this video thinking I actually had an answer, but really, I'm just here with a gasoline can adding fuel to the fire. Thank you so much for tuning into the video. I really appreciate the support that I get from you guys on this channel. We've grown exponentially in the last 90 days. We've literally more than tripled our subscriber base in 90 days. We've become a partner at YouTube, and really none of that could be done without, you, the viewers. So once again, guys, if you made it this far, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. I hope you guys comment. Tell me what you think in the comments, right? Who should be actually sundering in the raid today? Should it be rogues or should it be warriors? And it definitely shouldn't be me, right? That should be the only one that it shouldn't be. So leave it in the comments, boys. Have a good night. Have a good week. Have a good month. And have a good year. Tomatosaucin out. Sundering in. Or exposed armoring, depending on what class I'm not playing at the time.